So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, most amazing viewers. If you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm glad you found me. I hope you guys stay and that this reading resonates with you. For those of you guys who are returning, I'm so blessed to be here. I know I've been MIA for a bit. I don't know, I'd call it a mini dark night of the soul, or just completely detaching myself from everything to gather my energy. Has been a little weird. I've been dealing things with my beautiful familiar, my little animal Lucy. He's been going through some stuff. So it's been a little bit of a challenge for me, but I do love you guys. I do love doing your reading, and I am really excited to be doing your reading today and have the opportunity to do this. So I hope I can continue to be here energetically for you to support you guys in your journey. And I love all of you guys who have been reaching out to me. Thank you so much for your prayers and your blessings. It is very much appreciated on this side. You guys are all very safe and welcome in this space with me today. I love you guys so much. And I have been focused on my website, prairievintagejewelry.com. If you guys haven't been there, take a look. And I do run promotions occasionally for all the stuff that I list there, including private readings. And I do plan on having one coming up shortly for YouTube subscribers. So, beautiful angels, these are the decks I'll be using. I'll put a link right here for those of you guys interested in energetically charging these. There are videos where I am opening up these decks, and of course energy doesn't sit on a fixed timeline. So whenever you charge the cards, or energy connects, and then you can come back and watch readings, and most likely the energy will be resonating or tapped in a little bit better when you come back to connect with the readings energetically. Okay, so I'll put the timestamps below. This will be a pick a card reading, and we'll be taking a look at who is thinking of you. You're on someone's mind right now. Who is this person? And then why are they thinking about you? Okay, so if you don't resonate with understanding who that person is, then it might not be your pile. Okay, but keep an open mind, because it could certainly be that the energies hasn't yet sort of manifested in your world. Okay, so this person could be coming about, or this could be someone who is already existing in your world. Okay, if the energy sounds like you, of course, you're not thinking of your own self. Okay, it could just be I'm tapped into your energy, and it's coming sort of flipped, reversed, meaning what's on your mind, who you're thinking about. Okay, you can listen to that because sometimes there's insight there. If not, then go check out another pile. And if that doesn't resonate, then go check out another reading. And if that doesn't resonate, then I might not be your reader for right now, okay? But you can always come back later, and hopefully we can connect at some other point in time. So I'll put a timestamp to the card selection, and then I will see you guys in that segment. All right, so let's choose the three options. We have pre-shuffled piles already. I haven't looked at these cards. I asked Spirit specifically who is thinking of pile 1, 2, and 3 at this time, and why. Okay, and we got those three options. So let's pull 3 cards for those of you guys wanting to connect to the energy ahead of time. We'll pull 3 from this pile here, or this deck. Spirit, clear and concise message here for the collective that's tapped into this reading. And they want to know who is thinking of them and why. Who is this person, and why are they thinking of the collective for these groups? For pile 1, please. Pile 1. Who is thinking of pile 1 currently, and why? Pile 2. Who is thinking of pile 2 and why? It's this one. Pile 3. For pile 3, Spirit, who is thinking of pile 3 at this time and why? For pile 3. Right there. Okay, so with this energy, I will flip the top card around for those of you guys needing a little bit more guidance into the energy. But if at any point you're pulled to any one of these three, can you see? It's a little bit weird. Yeah, if you're pulled to any one of these three, then use your intuition, okay? But if it doesn't sound right, you don't have to listen to it. You can go to another pile. It's not to do or die. You're not married to that pile forevermore. It has to make sense. You have to resonate with it, okay? So if your intuition's a little out of whack, then we might have just tapped into a pile that isn't the for sure pile, okay? So we can resonate with multiple piles as well, okay? If you do, then that's absolutely fine. So let's take a look at the top card for each of these. Option number 1, you have the fourth chakra with the energy of the heart chakra supports our inner guidance system, which is governed by our heart and the capacity to love deeply. Option number 2, guys have union with 44. The energy of union activates our ability to unite our outer and inner aspects towards a state of wholeness. I don't know if you guys are noticing, we have a 4 here, a 4 here, and a 4 right here. I don't know, can you guys see that 4? 4s are coming through very strong here. So it could be a collective message here. Okay, 44 is integrity as a foundation, treating the earth as home and a temple, manifestation and leadership. 4s are all about foundation, structure, planning, stability. Okay, it's about problem solving and material reality. So very interesting here. Let's see. Option number 3, 41. Oh my gosh, we've got a whole bunch of 4s all across the board here. So this is a 5 and this is an 8. Okay, so the energy of time supports our understanding of the relativity of time and our capacity to be present in the moment. I could read, I promise you. And I can speak most of the time. So sit with this energy, take as long as you need. I'll let the video run for a bit. Pause the video if you have to. Okay, and then when you're ready, select from one of these 3, and I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. We're looking at the person who is thinking of you and has you on their mind, and why. Why are they thinking of you? Why do they have you on their mind? So you guys picked card number 4 with the 4th chakra. The energy of the heart chakra supports our inner guidance system, which is governed by our heart and the capacity to love deeply. Wow, I feel a lot of love from this pile with the heart chakra. This is unconditional love. Okay, let's take a look at the pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these. I asked Spirit specifically who is thinking of pile 1 and what are they thinking exactly at this time that's making them sort of have you on their mind. Okay, and then we have some tarot where we can clarify some of your questions. Okay, so let's take a look. You guys can certainly skip ahead if you want to go straight away to the channeled message. Okay, but this part allows me to connect to my intuition with your intuition, and it helps you develop your intuition. So ask Spirit what you'll see, feel, or hear throughout this process to determine whether this is your pile or not, so you're not sort of flying blind, okay? So we have a new love. Oh my goodness. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work, prospects, or your spiritual growth. Number 26 or the number 8. For some reason, I feel maybe 1 and 2 might be connected somehow here energetically, okay? Sometimes that happens in my reading. It's coming through. For some of you guys, if you're called to number 2 as well, there could be a connection. Feeling your energy from this pile. So this might be flip. I don't know. We'll see. Pigeon. Wow. Beautiful. So pigeons come home to themselves when I read this card, okay? Homing pigeons know how to find their way back when they're sort of even blindfolded. You could put them sort of in the dark and they could navigate their way back. There's something about coming back to self, finding a new aspect of self here through love. It's beautiful. Also getting a lot of tree energy from her energy here. So a lot of earth energy pulling through. Okay, but we have some Leo, some Aquarius, and then some Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy coming through. I'm also feeling air, so pretty much almost all signs here except water. Okay, we'll see. We have storyteller, light attributes, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Shadow attribute, making up tales that harm others. Okay. And we have 101. Serene love, healthy love, growth level. It says peaceful love, tranquil love, trusting love, quiet love, happy love, and cloudless love. Cloudless, I guess that means not confusing. Type 1, the perfectionist, instinctive center between control and letting go. So we have this one energy, which is new beginnings, new love. Okay, that's all about potential and opportunity. We have some Aquarius, Virgo, and some Gemini energy. Yeah, so that could have been the air I was feeling here, some Gemini. Definitely some Earth. Okay, let's see. We have passion, 71 and 8. Intense fascination, ardent affectionality. No, affectivity, sorry. Ardent affectivity, impetuosity, exaltation, get carried away, irresistible attraction. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. So this black here gives me was the shadow. So it could be Pluto energy pulling through. Okay, subconscious energy pulling through here. So we finally have some Scorpio energy, some water, and some more Aquarius and Leo pulling through this. All right, and then we have suspicion, 69 and 6. Generalized mistrust. That must be this cloudy love here. Tracking trend. I don't know, I'm having such a hard time reading. Lies, paranoia, hidden things, and duty to monitor. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. So 6 is tying me back to this. 6 is lovers. Okay. Lovers could be making this conscious choice here, a decision. 6 is also the devil. So we got some Capricorn and some more Gemini energy pulling through. And we have the higher self, and then we have the shadow self sitting side by side here with this gold. This is our high self or potential. Okay, one was talking about the potential here. Interesting. Wow, okay. Suspicion. Then we have 84, which is 6 and 3. So more of this Gemini and Capricorn energy. 3 is Divine Empress energy. Okay, so now we have Taurus and some Pisces and some Libra energy. Okay, so it says loyalty, serving the collectivity, commitment, respect, devotion, faithfulness, and hope provider. Type 3, the achiever, emotional center between appearance and authenticity. Also getting some 3 cups energy from this. And some solar plexus. Okay, that's with all these 8s too. Okay, I don't know, I said all. Was there more than one? I thought there was another one. Yeah, 2 8s. So 88's a master number. A higher calling, grounded in self-awareness. That's this coming home to self. Okay, grounded in self-awareness and reverence for life. Wow, it's very strong energy. 66 as well as a master number here. Service is a source of joy in which one pours from an overflowing cup, not martyrdom. So this is this unconditional love. Things tying in very nicely here with this reading. And we have the gazelle. So I'm feeling more earth energy here. Gazelle. So gazelles could be quite curious. Okay, but they could be quite skittish, a little intimidated, observing, maybe a little defensive, a little protective. I do want to read this, actually. I'm going to pull this card in a minute. Let's see. If I have my book somewhere here, it's probably under my pile. Okay, I'm going to pause quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm still picking up the earth energy, although it is fire, okay, with the gazelle, but I'm getting strong earth from the gazelle. So I'm not sure I'm feeling any fire here at all, except for the Leo. Okay, so anyway, heightened awareness. Yes. Okay, and ability, heightened awareness and ability. Vulnerability. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper-vigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wind. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. When in balance, it's graceful, perceptive, and artistic. When it's out of balance, it says food allergies, insomnia, racing mind. To bring into balance, yin yoga, a cozy home, and good food. All right. And finally, we have the Apocalypsis card. Wow. 74 or the number 11. Let's read that one too. Sorry, I know I don't generally always read all of them, but I am wanting to read before we channel this. Hopefully this doesn't fall over. Please don't fall over. Please don't fall over. No. All right. So 74. 74. Right over here somewhere. There it is. All right. So it says removing the veil of deception. Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two desperate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is a lifting of the veil. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed, no matter how revealing it is to witness them come into the light. An element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is that of regeneration. That's this number 1 energy we were feeling. That comes from the wreckage of the revealed truths. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypsis energy is similar to that of a forest fire's devastation. For the sake of regeneration, the veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in this process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. When in light, the unknown becomes known and guides the way. Wow, that's this coming home to self energy. Someone's having an awakening here. When in dark, nihilism, fatalism, and hopelessness. That's that dark night of the soul. Go deeper. Michael Meade's Why the World Doesn't End. The movie, This Is the End. Oops, the card went flying. Grab it. Okay. Let me pull the tarot now. Might as well. Right over here. And then the will channel. So, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1, Spirit. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of the collective tapped into this pile. Thank you so much, pile number 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'd like to thank your spirit team, spirit guides, your higher self, and of course, Spirit, for this act of divination. Thank you so much, Spirit. And thank you so much, pile number 1, for being here. I realize you guys have a lot of readers, and so I do love to get the opportunity to read for you. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who is thinking of pile number 1 and why, Spirit? Who's this person? Why? Who's this one here? Who is thinking of pile 1 and why at this time? Who has pile 1 on their mind, and why do they have pile 1 on their mind? Please help me to channel in a way pile 1 will understand what is being delivered and communicated. Thank you so much. Okay, beautiful. Bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Swords. Oops, 8 swords. Okie dokie. self-limiting beliefs, feeling stuck by a current set of circumstances where we believe we have no way to move, okay? But it could be just an understanding we have that we carry that isn't necessarily accurate. It could be someone telling us something, or our own self believing something someone has told us, or our own self. Okay, so we have Five of Wands, conflicted. Feeling a lot of Sagittarius from this energy. It's just pointing backwards. There's something about the past here as well. There's some sort of conflicting energy coming through. Okay, and then the Justice. Yeah, Justice is finding balance and being able to right wrongs or find some form of a solution that works where we might be feeling conflicted with that Five Wands. Okay, so more Libra energy here. We were feeling with the Three. And then we have the Three of Wands. This is in reverse. Okay, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles with the snake, all about healing and wisdom. Something about the past is giving wisdom in order to move or grow or expand something here. Yeah, even the air balloon talks about ascension, seeing things from a higher perspective here. But we have this block here, okay? So there's something about the past that's pulling through here. And then we have the Two Pentacles. There's that decision we're getting with the Six energy, with the Lovers, all about a choice. Two Pentacles, having to find some form of balance, going back and forth. A spider. Where did we see a spider? I thought we had a spider somewhere. Maybe not. Well, one is that creative energy that was pulling through with the spider. It's also giving me Scorpio energy, which we were getting with this black. The rainbow spider. Rainbow is a new perspective, or change of perspective. Same with this air balloon. It's seeing things from all sort of angles here, creatively coming up with some form of a solution to some sort of limiting problem I find here. Okay, interesting. Then we have Six of Wands. That's this yellow solar plexus energy. The sovereign self. Okay, so Six of Wands is all about victory. It's about being seen and appreciated and valued. It's having success through challenge. We go from a 5 to a 6 when we overcome something. Okay, but it could also be the ego card, which is concerned about how we might appear, what success might look like in the eyes of others, or a story we might carry about what success means for ourselves that might not necessarily be accurate or true. Okay, what's under Eight Swords? We have the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and it says Baba Yaga. Interesting. There might be some history with the Baba Yaga that I'm not tapped into that you guys might connect with if you Google that. Okay, so we have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. Let me tap into all of this stuff. There's a lot going on here. It feels very dark here for me for some reason. Let me see if this ruins it. It ruins it for you, but doesn't ruin it for me. All right. So, give me a second here, please. You guys can skip ahead. Okay, beautiful people. There's a couple of ways I can read this, okay? I'm going to try to read it in the strongest ways that pull through here for you. But let's get the signs out of the way for those of you guys who resonate with the signs that pull through here, okay? It doesn't have to be your sun, moon, or rising, or your persons, or the person who's thinking of you, but it is the energy that pulls through this reading. We have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy, and we have Leo, and we have Scorpio, and then we have Gemini and Libra and Aquarius. Yeah. And a little bit of Sagittarius as well. Sorry. Yes. Okay. So what's going on with this pile? So At first I was getting your energy very strong. Okay, you could flip the reading for sure. I feel like you're an inspiration to this person because of how you connect with this person who has you on their mind. Okay, I was hoping to get a lot of like this person's sort of traits, but it's sort of what this person is going through. I feel like there is an awakening happening here where there's an understanding this person has about love and maybe about relationship and maybe about even their own involvement with others when it comes to relationship or when it comes to trusting people or connecting. There's some understanding that was limiting this person, creating conflict. And this person could have certainly been conflicted with you. There could be a lot of sort of resistance or challenge with this person with you. But if you aren't seeing it outright, because for some of you guys you are, which means this person could be sort of, I don't know, combative or challenged or something like this, or stalling out or having a difficult time accepting and moving forward in love or with themselves when it comes to engaging, sharing, and relating and relationship. Okay, now if it's not an outward sort of resistance or conflict, or they're not telling you or arguing with you or, I don't know, creating all sorts of stuff, it's felt energetically here for sure. There's an internal conflict this person is battling for all of you guys. It's going on within themselves. Okay, and it is stemmed from the past. Now, how past does it go? I don't know. Is it a past life? Is it the childhood? Is it a past relationship? It's an experience this person has had energetically in their energy body that creates a story that isn't necessarily accurate about relationship, about love, about themselves, about maybe what they're expected to be or who they are. There's something they believe about love or about themselves or about relationship. I'm not sure. It doesn't really specify here, but it is like your energy is like highlighting this need to relook at a misconception, and it's creating an awakening of sorts. Okay, and as all awakenings are, it could be painful when we have to go through the dark so that we can find the answers. And when we sort of remove the veil of understanding that we might have carried for some time, and why we carried it most likely would be to protect ourselves. Nobody would carry misinformation unless they felt they had to protect themselves, or if they thought it was accurate or truthful for them. But there is an untruth here that this person has carried, who knows for how long, could be for lifetimes. It could be for this lifetime, or it could be since an experience, And so your example here of someone who most likely is loving unconditionally for this person, you can be very much involved in this person's world through showing them gratitude, love, appreciation, kindness, however it is that you're doing this thing. And it's coming through as sort of a safe place for this person to learn to love again. Okay, it's like peaceful love, tranquil. It's not creating the same sort of experience that they were maybe anticipating, or that they've experienced in the past, or that they thought that they might need to protect themselves from. Okay, I feel like this person has been suspicious, and I don't think it's because you're untrusting. I feel like this person's suspicion has been overall in general about like trusting others. There's this hard, there's this pattern, I guess, if you will, a habitual pattern of way of being where it's like the distrust is always there. And in order to trust, it's like something internal must get resolved. And the truth within ourselves from the subconscious must be dealt with. So it has nothing to do with whether someone's trusting, someone's actions. Of course, if someone's like lying, cheating, stealing, of course, it would validate our reality. But carrying this, what this person carries, is so deep in the subconscious because it's past life experience or an experience of this lifetime that created an understanding that we hold as a belief that's true. And no matter what anyone else is going to say or do, this belief is so true, and I'm going to see it out there. I'm going to project it. So this person's been projecting onto you, or onto everyone when it comes to what love means or what relationship could mean. And this projection is that I'm unsafe. This projection is I don't know that I can trust. I don't know that I can let go. I don't know that I can jump into feet and dive into the way that I want to feel, because there might be some sort of thing within me that says, whoa, 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 slow down, don't trust, you're going to be let down, it's not going to work, you're going to get hurt, or whatever that narrative goes. Okay, but I feel like there's something here that says you haven't proven this thing to be true, no matter how much this person believed in that narrative. And so slowly but surely, I feel this person has been shedding and letting go of these past stories and beliefs one by one. I feel it's been very, very, very slow. And I feel like this person is uncovering these truths slowly as you engage with this person, which could be frustrating for sure, to have to earn someone's trust or like prove oneself when I don't feel here you've done anything really to disprove who you are, but it's this person's innate energy that's been created to just distrust. And so I feel like this person is observing you. I feel like this person is still hesitant here about fully jumping into feet, but I do feel there's this strong, intense energy that pulls through, despite, like I said, the peaceful love and the, happy love and this sort of safe energy. There's also this desire that comes with this thing, with this passion. Okay, so I do feel for a lot of you guys, this is like romantic love, I don't feel this is like a friendship type thing, although, you definitely could be friends with your romantic lover here, but with this passion, I do feel there's an intensity here to a magnetization and a pull here. It could be very sexual too here. I feel this person could definitely be very attracted to you. Okay. I also feel like there is a need to be vulnerable and exposed in some way. And this person has a very difficult time doing this. That's the part that this person is sort of having a difficult time being vulnerable, exposing themselves and their truth. I also feel like this person might have a very hard time physically showing their appreciation to you. And so this is what their thinking is like. It's more like what they're going through, but I feel like there's not an energy towards you. There's an energy in unraveling the past. That's what it feels like digging through the past, looking through the misconceptions of the past, healing the past, releasing the past. All of these sort of thoughts that maybe came through this person's mind one by one, and like sitting with them, seeing beyond them, rising above what those might mean, and really digging into the truth, because just sitting with the past experience and finding the truth is what's going to free this person. I feel this person still isn't completely free to trust and to move forward and that sort of thing, because I do feel like this person was lacking a higher understanding or perspective about relationship and about themselves. They were really hanging on to the inaccuracy of a story of who they are and what they were required to be. So of course, this person was challenged. I also feel like this person could be somebody who has kept you sort of in friend zone. This could be somebody who likes to also socialize. I feel there's this energy of liking to sort of fill the void with people or with energy that feels a little bit superficial or surface. It's just not very deep here, because again, this person has a very difficult time being intimate and exposing themselves truthfully here. So I feel like there's this high self or this authentic self that is wanting to come forward based in truth. And then there's a resistance that's creating sort of this stagnation in this person's world, where they haven't been able to move and expand and grow beyond that level, where they cap themselves out of fear. I use the word fear here, but whatever it could be. Okay. Suspicion, resistance, whatever. Underlying would be the fear, would be the experience that this will happen, and then I will be sort of exposed, or then X will happen, the worst sort of case scenarios. So there's a new beginning for this person to experience love. There's a new potential that comes online that connects this person back to a higher state of consciousness. This person hasn't been able to connect to their higher state of consciousness in regards to relationship or this aspect, because it's been blocked And so you're sort of allowing this person to connect to a higher state of consciousness to make decisions. Okay, but it's not, it has to go through a very painful process because they have to dispel and see through a lot of lies, okay, lies or stories or beliefs that aren't necessarily true, the cloudiness of their understanding, in order to get accurate, in order for them to actually see what's in front of them. And I feel like there's a truth in front of them, which is you and what you mean, that this person is having to make some form of a decision about. I do feel like this person could certainly have their foot in two worlds, you know, the past and then what it means to sort of build something new with you, or a new version of them that would step forward into something new. And they haven't stepped forward. They're still uncovering rocks from the past, you know, but I feel like there's many. And so maybe your question has been, why is it so long? Or like, is it going to be, you know, finally they're going to sort of be one and done? And it's like Spirit is talking about there's many different things that come with this belief. And it touches many different aspects of this person's world. Maybe how they live, maybe who they communicate with, or maybe how they talk to themselves, or like many different layered sort of patterns here that have to be undone, understood, or seen through in order for them to be free. And so I feel like there's a one by one, or slowly but surely unraveling, shedding of the old version and a new version of them. So this person's thinking, I want to be fair, I want to be just to pile one. There's no reason for me to be in this energy of skepticism or doubt or mistrust or confusion or resistance or whatever they've been, argumentative. I don't know what this person's been, you know? And so as they do this, it's like they want to observe, they want to keep their finger on the pulse of where you are and what you're about here, because I feel like this person understands there's a potential and an opportunity. But I also feel like this person is sort of in observation mode as the other shoe drops, or this version of them. Okay, but I do feel like this person wants you to know that, like, I don't know, that I'm getting kind of two things here with this loyalty, because this is what requires this person to sort of see through the veil, this commitment, this devotion, this trust, okay, which is the opposite of what they've had. And so I don't know if you've been this sort of mirror to show this sort of example to this person, and now they're able to walk towards a greater level of commitment and respect and devotion towards you, okay? Because I do feel there's two sort of, I feel both your energies coming with this card here. So it seems to me like through engagement, okay, because I was feeling 3 cups from this energy, through engagement, I don't know, dating, hanging out, socializing, friendship, through this experience, there is this mirror that's shown. And this mirror is, how can I trust? How can I commit? How can I be faithful? How can I devote myself towards something that grows or expands differently than maybe the surface or superficiality of the ego? So there seems to be having to move beyond the ego, which creates the fear, and then this new opportunity which presents itself, which this person I feel is sitting on here, wanting to engage, understanding that there is something more here. But this person must come home to themselves, which means I have to connect to the truth of what it means to be in love, or what it means to share of love, or what it means to give of myself and be vulnerable and experience this. What does this mean? I have to connect to that part first before I can engage, move forward, and experience pile 1. And so this is what this person's sort of working through here. Okay, and I do feel this person sees you as somebody here, like this Queen of Pentacles, who is grounded, practical, self-sufficient, very wise. Okay, and I don't know, again, this Baba Yaga story, like I was saying when I did the card layout, there could be more here if you're looking at the history of the Baba Yaga to see what exactly metaphorically or symbolically it could mean here. Okay, but I feel like there is this it's almost giving off this crone energy, because I do feel spiritually you're wise. I also feel like there is this very grounded energy about you here. And I feel like this person feels your reliability when it comes to this. Okay, so like they're not saying, oh, I can rely on pile 1 for money or for I mean, obviously with Pentacles, it is practical. So I'm sure if this person feels like they're in a pinch or in a need, you'd be there practically for them. But I feel beyond that practicality of whatever, finances or whatever, I feel there is this ability to rely on you to learn and grow beyond this shadowy understanding they have that isn't true. So it means there's a practical safeness that you give them in the 3D about love that is peaceful, that is honest, that is allowing this person space and time to grow. Because I feel this person needs space and time, and that's the greatest love we can give, is accepting someone where they're at and giving them space and time to grow. Now, I don't feel like you're here, trying to force this person or coerce them, or at least this is not what this person sees. Okay, now if you feel like you're waiting or slowing your life down, that's not what this means either. So if I see those comments, I'm going to boop you on the head. What this is talking about when we love unconditionally, we accept someone where they're at, and we don't try to change them. We don't try to shame them or force them or do anything that we think is right and what they're doing is wrong. We don't paint that picture. And I feel like what you're doing here, and I don't feel I need to tell you this, but if the wrong person wanders over here, I've got to boot them. What this energy is saying is like, you're free enough. You love them freely enough to accept them and to give them space to grow in love so that they can release these untruths and be free to spread their wings in this connection so that they can move forward. Because I feel like there is something to create here with you. There's a new beginning that this person can have in their world, in relationship, in love, and with you. And I don't think that it's been fully rooted or grounded. I feel like roots are taking place slowly but surely as the detachment from the past stories fall away. Okay, so this person sees you very grounded with the Queen of Pentacles. And like I said, when I was laying out the cards, I was getting tree energy from this person here. And I felt your energy. It feels very grounded, very solid. And I feel this is what this person needed, because I feel like this person, again, when we mistrust, it's like, what can I rely on? It's like, who is dependable, reliable, stable, grounded, practical? This is the type of energy that will allow this person room to sort of grow and breathe. But we sometimes can't see the forest for the trees, when we have this much sort of suspicion and defensiveness. And I feel there's a lot of defensiveness and suspicion here that's been driving the agenda for this person, no matter how grounded, practical, beautiful, safe you are. And that could be very frustrating. And this is most likely why we have to open our heart unconditionally. So I feel like there's this, with these cards that I was laying out here, there's this spiritual awakening of sorts, okay, coming home to self. So we have to shed a lot of the egoic stories about how to love or transactional love or fear-based love in order to connect to authentic, true acceptance from the heart, not through judgment, okay? And so all of the stories of the past are falling away. And the narration or the narrative that this person tells themselves about what love means and who they have to be or what they have to do and prove has to fall away. They have to sit with it. They can't just cover it up. And I feel that's this person's MO. Cover it up with busy activity, maybe partying, maybe socializing, maybe dating around, or maybe just keeping all relationships surface has worked for this person. And now it's like there's this presence of you. And it's like, in order to match you or meet you, this person has to experience vulnerability. Sensuality here is also pulling through as a thing, So I feel like there's this being exposed to experiencing sensuality and the vulnerability and all of this stuff that might really create some sort of fear story for this person, unless they're very solid in themselves. And so I feel like your rootedness gives this person permission to be rooted, to be grounded, and to see themselves differently. And I do feel like this person wants to do right by you. I feel this person wants you to see them as someone who is successful in experiencing a relationship with them, to see them as someone here who's capable, to be like, whoa, like I want to honor and celebrate, this person here. And that's what they want to be for you, is someone here that you can appreciate and value and see them as being successful. And I think that was part of the woven story, is like they might have believed I can't be successful, or I won't be seen as someone who could, I don't know, match your level or do something here. And I do feel like this is where the defensiveness comes from, because I'm feeling a defensiveness. Okay, like look at how symbolically, energetically similar this energy is here. Okay, and the horns, like for me, is like, okay, like this person's very persistent, I feel. Okay, but they could be very defensive, and it could be very painful, I feel, when we tap into this person's wound. Okay, and there is some ego still that pulls through here that has to fall away here through this, because we carry this belief, and the ego story is there to protect us from getting hurt. And so we could get, into battle here with this person if we push them, probe them. So the guidance here would be not to push, because this person could become very hurtful or defensive here, but to allow this person, okay, you can do whatever the hell you want, okay, but to allow this person, if you're wanting to tap into unconditional love here, the room for them to work their way through, because I feel they have been stuck for some time and they can't see forward and they can't connect forward and their path until they're consciously clear and the veil has been removed, which means they have to connect to their higher self fully. And they can't connect to the higher self fully when there is a block, because the ego or the solar plexus has a story, if this comes from the shadow, that's untrue about their capability and what they can and cannot do here in love or in vulnerability or etc., etc. Okay? And I feel like you're open and you're giving. And I feel like you've given to this person too, who's coming through, so they want to say thank you. There's also this hope that comes through of a new life this person has. So there's almost like, I finally have some hope here that things could be different for me, which is a beautiful blessing. I feel like this connection is one that's very healing for this person, and it could be twofold, because I feel like I'm getting energy here. You're receiving a lot of healing from engaging with this person, but it's also you're opening this door to healing. And I do feel there's something very fated and destined about this connection that's leading you guys somewhere aside from this. There's some goal here, okay, a North Star here in the future here that I feel you guys might both be connected to or understand. I do feel like this person isn't saying very much. I feel like this person has a hard time speaking their truth, because I feel this person hasn't connected to their truth. They've connected to the fear story and the hurts. So I feel like there's a silent understanding when it comes to you and this person. Not much is said. Okay. I feel like this person knows that you can see their truth, but when they can't see their own truth, it's like, what is that? So I feel like this person isn't going to come with a whole bunch of revelations when it comes to words. It's more through their doings and releasing and stepping forward in action. That's going to be the shift here, because I do feel like this person is a person of few words. And I feel like this person wants to support you. Okay, I feel like there's a strong desire to support you. And I also feel like this person might have more shadow that they're working through than you currently. That's coming through as well. That I feel you're very balanced here when it comes to maybe a relationship. There seems to be a good, healthy balance. Now, this doesn't mean you don't have shadow, as we all do, but there seems to be an integration of shadow that's happened for you. And there seems to be a balance and a regulation of your energy that allows this person to figure out their own shadow. But I do feel, if you resonate with this pile, there has been already some revelation here. There's been some truth seen. That's already happened. And so this is why they're sort of, like energetically in your field. It's like you provide me healing. You're allowing me to see my own truths. There's things in the past that I'm working through that I'm seeing. And so when I said, why are they thinking of you? It's because of this major opportunity and this shift in this person's world that's been very limiting to them. This could be someone who has not had a chance to experience love, who has not had a chance to free themselves from this belief. And so they've been very sort of stuck in their world, maybe engaged, like I said, superficially with people in relationships that don't allow there to be this experience, And so Spirit wants to show this person this experience. It feels very freeing. It feels very liberating. This person feels very free in your energy. And this is your reading. Pile number 1. I hope this helped you. I love you very much. If you are connected to another pile energetically, then I will see you there. If not, I'll see you at the next one. Thank you so much. And I love you very much. Bye-bye. Pile number 2, you guys picked the card of union, 44 or 8. It says the energy of union activates our stability to unite our outer and inner aspects towards a state of wholeness. Beautiful. So I have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these. I asked Spirit for pile number 2 specifically, right here, right now. Who is thinking of pile 2 and why? Why does this person have you on their mind? So we'll reveal these shortly. We have tarot to answer any questions you might have. Okay, you guys can certainly skip ahead if you're in tune with your intuition. If not, then I use this segment in order for you to tap into your intuition. Ask Spirit what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is your pile or not. Okay, so you can skip ahead if you want. I'll put the timestamps below. Let's take a look. So we have 44 and 8. So 8 is movement, change. Okay, but 2 4s, I feel like there's something about mirroring that does definitely come through. The 4s are all about structure, foundation, stability, planning. Okay, 44 is a master number. Integrity is a foundation, treating the earth and home as a temple, manifestation and leadership. I feel there's something very collective going on here in this connection. So it's like maybe there is, I'm feeling strong, like lessons learned on both sides in order for there to be growth of collective sort of consciousness here. Okay, I know this is sort of on a higher level, but also what's going on sort of in the relationship is pulling through as well here. So let's take a look and see what we have. We have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. 12. So 12 is Hangman. Pisces energy, Leo energy, and Aries and Scorpio pulling through here. Yeah, also some Taurus, Libra. Okay, have faith. Something feels very challenging here. We see the butterflies is giving me more Scorpio energy, transformation. We have Cardinal. So something about past loved ones, signs, symbols, synchronicities pulling through here. You guys might be seeing things through birds or your past relatives. This could be an ancestral sort of thing that we're experiencing here in order for there to be a shift or a release. All right, Vampire. Light attribute makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. Shadow attributes, depleting others for your psychic survival. Chronic complaining and codependency. Interesting. All right. Then we have 101 and 2, free love. Independent love, emancipated love, liberated love, sovereign love, multiple loves, autonomous loves. Love. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. Okay, let's cover up the Playboy. All right. And then we have fear. Yeah, 51 and 6. So we have Capricorn and Gemini energy. Strong Scorpio pulling through this pile for you guys. Okay. Fear. Apprehension, worry, fright, stress, anxiety, and anguish. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. Capricorn, Gemini. And then we have feeling unloved. 11 and 2. Feeling unessential, feeling rejected, separation, indifference, feeling isolated, feeling abandoned. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. So we have some root chakra pulling through here, which could be something we're having to work through, where we don't feel safe, we don't feel grounded. Yeah, there seems to be a challenge here. It could be an abandonment wound, even that pulls through here. Okay, so we have Pisces and Libra. More Scorpio, 107 and 8, and more Leo. Okay, truth, straightness, trustworthy, lawful, reality, objectivity, and compassion. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. So we have more Scorpio with this shadow self. We have the high self here with the gold. Wow. This is pretty intense energy pulling through here. Okay, the beaver. So we have some earth energy, also some water, more Scorpio. I'm feeling heavy. Capricorn is really pulling through with the sixes as well. It's more the devil energy that I'm feeling though with the fear. Okay. But yeah, so, and then we did have some Taurus as well. So Taurus, Capricorn, not sure I'm feeling any Virgo though, yet. Okay, and some Scorpio. But beaver, so what's the beaver do here? The beaver is able to create, that's that 4 energy, right? The foundation, the stability, and it plans. It's able to, over time, create the thing here that allows there to be a certain outcome of this person's stability or the beaver's safety, its environment. It has to create its own sort of environment here, bit by bit, and feel safe in it. Okay, the ring. So this is this commitment, this inability to commit here with this ring. Free love, multiple loves. This is an official commitment here. 57. Okay, the number 12 again. You might be seeing 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, but 12 for me, was talks hangman, which is it becoming enlightened through a process of understanding where we get to sit with spirit and see what we might have thought and understood in one way from a different perspective so that we can ascend and grow. Okay, there's something about seeing multiple perspectives and understandings that allows this shift. So let's see. Let's pull the tarot and dive into this energy before I channel. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Spirit, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2 and the person that is thinking of that. I'd like to take this time to thank your higher self, your spirit team, ancestors and guides, and of course spirit for this act of divination. Thank you so much, pile number 2, for being here and allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful to do your reading today. Who is thinking of pile number 2 and why? So we have the Magician. Now we got the Virgo Gemini in reverse, and it says Gray 1. Something about ancestors is really pulling through here, very strong. Okay. Magician in reverse. Who is thinking of pile number 2 and why? Spirit, who is this person? We have 4 of Wands. Yeah, I was feeling some form of a twin flame or mirroring here with the 4 Wands. It is my twin flame card. Okay. 7 of Wands. And then we have Justice in the reverse. Libra energy. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Who is thinking of pile 2 at this time and why? We have the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Tower. Okay, why is the Magician in reverse? Why is the Magician in reverse here, Spirit? For pile number 2. We have the Chariot, Cancer energy, with all that Hangman energy for sure. And then we have, no, Hangman's Pisces. I don't know why I said that. Interesting. Cancer energy. All right, 9 of Cups in the reverse. Okay. So I got to take a look. Well, we have 4 Wands, yes. Okay, why is the 4 Wands, 7 of Wands, and the Justice in reverse here, Spirit? For pile number 2 and the person who is thinking of, we have the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. And finally, why is the Queen of Swords here and the Tower? All right, lots of cards coming through for you guys. The King of Wands. Wow. I'm getting Chariot energy from this imagery. And then we have the King of Swords, which is the counterpart to this Queen of Swords here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. 2 kings over here. Interesting, because we were talking about multiple loves here. It could be multiple people that are sort of showing through here. Let me do it so I can see. Now, can you guys see if I do it this way? Yes. Okay. I'm in the bottom of the deck. We have the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Swords in the reverse here. Okay. Let me sit here with this energy. I don't know where to put this. I need space to read this. Okay, can you see? Yes. So I'm going to take my time tapping into this energy. You guys can definitely skip ahead. I need my water. And see what I see. Okay, it's a sort of a simple message here that pulls through here. Okay, I don't know that this is going to be everybody's pile, of course. Okay, I feel like there's a message here from Spirit for you in regards to this connection, this person who has you on their mind and you on theirs. I feel like there is someone who has you on their mind, but they're very removed here. And I'm not getting a whole lot about this person at this time. And I know people hate when I flip the script here. So you can click away. It's not your reading. Don't give a shit. This is about an energy that feels very much like a twin flame sort of connection with the Four Wands here in this union of a mirroring that's happening. And I feel like you have a contract of sorts in order for you to move towards an experience. Now, we have free will. Of course we do. You can do whatever you need to do. However, there's certain parameters in which we come to this lifetime to learn certain things. And when we learn certain things, then we open doors to different things. Right now, I think what you're experiencing from this person is a whole bunch of shit, you know? And it's like this by design. I feel this person could be very draining. I feel like this connection could be very draining, or how you see your experience with this person. I don't feel this person is draining per se, but it could be that your experience with them is your reality. They're draining. It's torturous. It's this, that, it's the other. And it could be for sure all those things you're experiencing. No one's saying that you're not. I don't think you like your experience. I feel like there's a desire for you to manifest. Of course, you could flip this. This could be the other person for sure. Okay. But this is how the energy comes through, and this is how I have to read it. So there's this desire to manifest in the 3D. And it's like the more we fight for that, you know, it's like you have an idea of what you want. They say you, it could, like I said, flip it. If it's not you, don't take the story and run with it. Then it's not your pile, it's not your reading. So it's like, I want this, that, and the other. And you could really be stuck with an outcome understanding. And what this is about uncovering the truth. And when we uncover the truth, we have to go through a painful process of seeing what is not true in regards to certain beliefs we have about ourselves, about relationship, about other, and how we see things, and run like it's true. Because I feel like there's a truth you're sort of believing about who this person is and what they could be and all of this stuff. And I feel like what Spirit is talking about here is the freedom to go through an experience that might be unpleasant right now, bit by bit, to lay the groundwork and the foundation in order to come into union and balance with somebody here, which I feel you feel very strongly connected to. There seems to be a lot of abandonment wounds. There seems to be a lot of fear still here. There seems to be codependent energy. You know, we could be codependent on a story, codependent on the experience, codependent on the person being sort of this other reflective side of our shadow that we don't fully understand. And so we're seeing and running like it's true. Like this person is all of the things that I think or believe. And there's something pulling through here saying, this is more about a mirror of self. This is talking about working through very deep, maybe ancestral wounds here that have created some form of version of you. And only when you are able to free yourself and transform and integrate these shadowy understandings, could there then be movement? I feel like you're dealing with someone here who doesn't commit. I feel like it feels to me like somebody here who might have one understanding of what it means to be free, and we could definitely still be free and be completely honoring a commitment and officially devoting ourselves to one person. But how do we do this, and how do we learn this thing? And so I feel like there is this having to uncover truths on both sides here through a process that's painful. And I feel like I could see your pain here. I can't really see this person's pain so much, but it could definitely be mirrored, like I said. And so maybe they're seeing you as someone who is attached to their energy in some way, or trying to take something from them, whether it's true for you or not. And I'm not trying to take, this is how it's being felt. Because when we love from fear, that's not love then. Okay, we could dress it up as love. Then it's coming from an abandonment wound or a shadowy place of fear, which is dressed up as love. And this is felt. And it is felt because our mirror, or other person, or this person could sense there's something here. Okay, and so there's a need for there to be self-love, and there's a need to be self-grounded and create one's own environment here first. That's stable, that's secure, that's safe and grounded. Not on anyone else's comings or goings, commitments or not, officialness or not, showings up or not. That is something that Spirit is saying isn't part of the equation here. And so Spirit says, you will see the truth and you will work on this experience. And this is not your pile if you don't feel like there's some sort of tie pull that's been impossible to break from. Okay, if you feel you can move on and break away, then go ahead. This isn't your reading. It's not your pile. And I got to keep saying that because it's irritating to me when I'm trying to channel for people who need it and other people who have a whole other narrative and they want to run with it. Go run with that narrative. And I'm not reading your narrative. Go. Okay, so this energy is one about having to work through all of the challenges that one carries within one's self that's being mirrored to them through an experience that is not felt very good here, because someone here has their own shadow and their own challenge when it comes to commitment, when it comes to their own abandonment, when it comes to their own truth, because they're also believing some sort of fear-based lie about themselves or love or commitment or officialness. And so I feel both you guys are growing and expanding through this connection. I do feel like it's connected to the collective. So this is why I'm saying it feels very twin flamish, because I feel like there's a greater story attached to this sort of experience that taps into the collective here, because I feel like it's transforming energies, here collectively. When we work through big ancestral wounds, when we work through fear-based stories, transactional love, and social beliefs about what it means to love and what it means to connect and this sort of thing. So I feel like there's an emphasis on self-love first before we can honor the truth. I feel like there's an emphasis on experiencing the truth through the only way we can, which is going through a process. There's no bypassing, there's no leapfrogging, there's no circumventing. There's only going through a process, which we don't like. And the only reason we would not like it is because we still have abandonment wounds, challenges of stories and beliefs that are not necessarily true, that have to get unraveled. Okay? And so is it going to be pleasant? Well, not necessarily pleasant, but it doesn't have to be unpleasant. The only reason it's unpleasant is because there's still strong belief holds on something here. And so I feel there's a block here to manifesting. Okay. And the only thing that we might be manifesting is challenge, because of the beliefs are still there. And as the beliefs fall away, then we start to manifest differently. We start to move differently. So the universe says, this is in my hands right now. There's nothing you could force your will, your way to make something happen here. The only thing I'm asking you to do is work through your transformation of release what isn't true, so you could find the truth. That's it. Find the truth. Easier said than done. Release anything that's tied to fear, anything that's tied to lack, anything that's tied to stories of Again, lack, doubt, not having, loneliness, abandonment. There feels to be a strong abandonment that, again, is tied to ancestral wounds. So it could very well be coming from a broken home, experiencing certain things that are very rooted and deep within our DNA, in our subconscious here. And then having to sit with what is true. And then finding our own freedom, our own liberation before we can connect and come into union. So I feel like you're a person who has you on their mind, if I'm reading this right, is this King of Wands, King of Swords energy. Your person has to be in a King of Wands, King of Swords energy. And I'm going to dive into this energy in a little bit here, okay? Why? Because I feel like what Spirit is talking about is, in order to hold the vibration, for you to do this, for you to go through the experience. This Queen of Swords goes through an experience that is challenging, painful, but it gives her the wisdom to know the difference. Here in the 3D, she'll know and she'll understand through an inner understanding and experience, not through an intellectual reading, but through a wisdom of experience. She knows because she's gone through it. And so there's the shattering of the narrative that you hold. I'm reading you as this Queen of Swords, of course. Okay, so shattering of the beliefs, shattering of what I know to be true, the shattering of the stories, the shattering of what I say and do in the 3D. That has to shift and change, because what I say and do is based on a foundation of belief. And if those beliefs are based on lies, I say lies, mistruths, narrations of abandonment, of lack, if they're about not tied to self-love, but through a dependency, a codependency, a belief of how we love that's based out of fear, and what we think about commitment, that needs to shatter this sort of thing before we can experience the connection or the union or the coming together. But we're laying the groundwork here through this experience. And so Spirit is giving the message saying, don't give up. Okay, don't give up. But there is a need to surrender and not sort of resist and fight and prove something here with this person. Okay, because I do feel like something is very karmic. It hasn't been learned just yet. And Spirit's saying, I'm pulling you through. I'm integrating certain beliefs and certain aspects of self that need to be understood in order for there to be self-love. In order for there to be a 10 cups, the 9 plus the 1 is the 10, which means what? Coming together with a group or a person to create a future of happiness, emotional fulfillment. Okay, that's outside of ourself. Okay, but if we don't have a 9 cups, if we can't find emotional fulfillment, then we can't experience a 10 cups. This person is off the table for a 10 cups. Okay, not because they don't like you, not because anything other than this is the divine plan. And so I feel like this person is very much learning lessons like you. Okay, now it doesn't have to be the exact sort of lesson when it comes to their type of abandonment, but it could be their abandonment allows them to act in a certain way where they can't understand what committed love is, where they have to feel free and independent through an inability to bond. And there could be an understanding here that is inaccurate. I feel like both you guys have an inaccurate understanding of your own truths, because there is fear, because there is abandonment, because there is challenge, because there is codependency and blocks. And so you guys run with these sort of understandings. And I feel like when you run with those understandings, then you get certain results. And I don't feel like you guys like the results here. And I feel your person's experiencing the exact same thing. I feel like your person has a very strong ego about themselves. And I feel like they use their understanding in order to navigate in the world what they say and do. And it gives them a sense of victory. It gives them a sense of pride. It gives them a sense of security. It gives them a sense of winning, what they think a winning sort of confidence looks like. This is why they do what they do. But it's at the expense of something deeper, which is the truth. A 10 cups here cannot be experienced when we are sort of sitting in an energy of understanding that pushes out the 10 cups, because we can't connect to ourselves from a deeper place Oh my gosh, I was reading this as an ace, you guys. This is a 10 cups. So reading it as the ace of cups because I said the 1 plus the 9 is the 10. But look, we have the 10 cups here. So again, there seems to be a coming together. Okay, 10 cups, 4 wands, a union card here, justice, which is the karma card, okay, of something coming together. Once one sort of sits with one's own self-love. But I feel like that is the block. And so we're here not understanding. But we don't understand because we don't have the wisdom yet. We don't have the wisdom because we haven't gone through the integration and the movement through an experience. So if you're resisting, if you haven't surrendered, if you're still sort of fighting, I feel like you're still fighting maybe to get this person to commit or say something or do something or fighting your point. Spirit saying, just question your position. Are you fighting for something that is true? Because I feel like there's some untruth that you hold as true right now that you're not questioning. It's like unwavering belief in something that isn't necessarily true. Now, is it wrong? It's not that it's wrong. It's just that it's an untruth that's been stemmed from an experience that created some sort of a block or some sort of a trigger, some sort of an abandonment that's happened that now it gets you to react out of fear. Okay, and so your ancestors are sort of supporting you in this karmic journey, if you will, to free yourself from these chains or this way of being. And I feel like through this experience, it feels heavy. Through this experience, you feel very drained. Through this experience, I think you're experiencing something here that is very unpleasant, you know? And Spirit's just saying, like, bit by bit, you're laying the foundation. Bit by bit, this is going to become very clear to you. You're going to see, but only when you come out of the scarcity, only when you come out of what it is that you're hanging on as true, which isn't necessarily, and then running with it and speaking upon it and acting as if, because this person will forever sort of mirror to you this energy and run with their untruth because they're doing what you're doing. You're running with an untruth and they run with untruth. And their untruth here, I feel, and I promise you'll dig into it, is some inability for them to officially sort of commit to a connection here and thinking that they'll give up their freedom or there's something about their own independence and something that they believe about themselves that paints a picture of what success looks like and what, I don't know, there's something about maybe even how they wear their emotions here that needs to be looked at, you know? It's like they wear their emotions like a I was going to say like a badge. I don't know what that means, but it feels like it's a dressed up emotion. I don't think this person, it's like also, it feels to me like, you know, intellectual people who have a very difficult time sort of being watery and emotional. I feel this person has a very difficult time sort of connecting there without sort of channeling or funneling it through their mind. And so it loses all its, I don't know. It's like we can't just love with the mind, you know? It can't all sort of make sense here. And I feel like this person is like, one, your person, this person who's thinking of you is like funneling it through like their mind. So you'll say, why is this person thinking of me then if I'm the one? It's like they're thinking of you because it's a karmic mirror to them to deal with this thing. The way that this person wears their emotions, the way that this person engages here, there's an untruth which has been stemmed. The shell fell out. The shell fell out. So what does this mean? Defensiveness, guardedness. There's a soft interior here that this person hasn't tapped into yet. And so they're guarded and they're shelled up right here. Okay, I feel this person could be very fiery too, and they could dress things up here in a way that seems like they're confident in their position. Okay, I do get a sense that this person is fairly good looking here. Okay, and I do feel they're fairly wise. And I do feel like you and this person match each other intellectually here for sure, with the King and the Queen of Swords. Okay, you guys might also have the same sort of position when it comes to certain, I don't know, like standing on certain beliefs about certain values, you know, on certain things, not necessarily relationship, but I don't know, worldly issues potentially. You guys could have gone to school together here or have some sort of understanding. Okay. I feel like both you guys are on defense mode. Yeah. let's see. Spirit, can we get some more about this person and the other person here? The one that's thinking of pile number 2. This King of Swords, this King of Wands. What's going on here? So it's a Sun God Ra and then King Arthur. And it says 2 kings. So 2 aspects of this person for sure. That could be how this person sort of navigates. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Who's this king and why are we seeing... There are 2 here? Yes, there is, but they're stuck. Is there one more? Yes. Okay, let's take a look. What's going on with this king? We have the 2 pentacles, an inability to commit, the back and forth, and not prioritize. Okay, this is juggling energy. The need to choose, sort of up, down, so we can feel very drained here by this energy, very turbulent. 6 of Cups. So this is this soul bond that I was feeling, something karmic. Okay, 6 of Cups is a person, place, thing of the past. Again, ancestor coming through very strong with the 6 Cups. Past life experiences, childhood experiences, something here with the 6 Cups that pulls through. All right, and then we have the Emperor in the reverse. Yeah, so again, we have this block to a divine masculine that could stand in his power, which is what's the divine masculine? An ability to be grounded, stable, secure, understand how to commit and make decisions here that are based on integrity, honesty. I feel like the shadow part of this Emperor is stuck here somewhere between their mental capacity for what they know and what they believe in their mind about what it is for them to appear successful, for them to achieve. This person could be very focused on like winning, you know, that sort of a thing. Could have a very strong ego here for sure. Very stubborn, like a know-it-all almost energy here, you know? It's like, how do you crack through this thing? High Priestess in the reverse. So yeah, it's like at the expense of something deeper here, which is true. And so it's like, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. The High Priestess is all about this mysticism, this inner knowing that we can't necessarily pin on logic. And when we are so much in the mind, we sort of miss the whole story here, the spiritual story. And so I feel this person's going against their higher calling or this intuitive knowing here. And I feel like they're having to hold this energy. Like I said, in order for you to do something here, they're not seeing something too about themselves. It's very blocked in their shadow, their stubbornness or their, yeah, it's like what I'm really getting here is, I wanted to say an arrogance, but I don't know if that's the right word so much as it is. I have a shadow that I can't see. Of course, it's shadow for a reason. We can't see our own. That creates this block that I can't see because of the fact that I am so attached to the way that I think and navigate and succeed and win in my world that I'm not even considering something else. So this has been winning for me. This has been succeeding for me. This has been working for me. Okay, and they might have generated this sort of energy because of some childhood experience or just past life experience. And so this union of 2 people coming together is having to deal with this because I feel this person's being asked to dive into their heart. Yeah, look, King of Cups, exactly, blocked from the King of Cups energy, blocked from my deeper feels, my emotions, the watery part. This person has too much fire and too much mind as well. Air and fire, okay? This person lacks a lot of water here. Yeah, and then the world. Your person's working through this. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. So not all is bad news here. So your person got all the kings except for the King of Pentacles. Why? Because here in the 3D, this is the Magician right here, Pentacle. Okay, I say Pentacle because he manifests as above, High Priestess, so below. Then the ethers comes into the 3D, and the 5D comes into the 3D. What comes into the 3D? The King of Pentacles is the most 3D based in the material aspect. Your King whatever, your Emperor. Look at all these fucking King, Emperor, King. Your person is tied to you. No doubt in my mind, spiritually, there's something here. They have no ability to do anything other than what they're doing right here. And this is by design, because there's something that you're having to go through, like I already read, because your person is also being led to their heart in order for them to dive into the watery aspects of the unknown, their intuition and their feels, and the stuff that they can't write on paper or understand and grasp and act upon. This person likes to think, act, talk in a regard, but it's at the expense of greater, deeper truths that are being revealed. And this is what this person is having to conclude in this lifetime. Who knows how long this will take? And Spirit is saying, as you learn your lessons, your person learns their lessons. There's a lot of untruths that this person believes to be true that needs to be seen, worked through, understood, specifically when it comes to themselves, their shadow. And it creates a stubbornness. It creates an inability for them to work, to be workable. I feel this person has a very challenging time understanding their own emotions. And so there is something about the 3D that cannot happen until, where's the magician? Until we come to a certain milestone. Okay, the 4 wands is the milestone. And so there has to be lessons learned. There has to be the foundation laid. There has to be groundedness that happens. Okay, look at all this beautiful tree energy. But we need to lay the roots. Roots take time to grab. Roots take time to build. Stability takes time. This person cannot be officially stable, committed, grounded, and all of this stuff in the 3D just yet because of where you're at. Okay, and this isn't saying you're to blame. This is saying this contractual agreement is two-sided. A and B must sort of be in an energy in order to create C. If A is not in the energy, then C will never be created. If B is not in an energy, then C can't be created. So A and B must be in an energy to create C. When I say create C, it's create union. I don't know, the baby, the relationship, the union. In order to create the stability, the union, the manifestation, A has to be in an energy and B has to be in an energy. Only Spirit knows what that energy is. And I feel like what that energy is not old energy that's tied to ancestral wounds, fears, lack, doubt, abandonment, codependency, at the expense of being able to share one's feelings openly when it comes to self-love. And this is the experience we're having to see and understand, both of you guys. And so since you hold the mirror, Spirit's saying, once you hold that mirror of self-love, truth, honesty, out of fear, out of abandonment, not from this place of 5 pentacle and feeling unloved, this lack mindset, once you're out of this, then you've seen the truth. And then you guys can move because you've integrated. And Spirit says, now I will allow this thing to progress. And then the ball will be in your person's court to see this example so that they can see and learn. And that they can really examine how they're navigating in this world. Because I feel like they are a divine masculine energy. And I'm just talking energy. I'm not talking about gender here. That can come into, as an example for the collective of what a true divine masculine looks like here. But not when they cannot tap into their feels and their intuition here. This is blocked. Okay? So, yeah, we're not seeing the truth here. Is this the second time? Because I shuffled, did I not? I thought I shuffled, and this Ace of Swords is still at the bottom. Okay? Ace of Swords is a new beginning in truth through adversity. What's adversity? The challenge we have here. Because like I said, you're experiencing something that's very challenging. It could be very not good, draining, and we could really sort of point fingers. This person's draining, or this person is the one with the challenge, or this person is like, let's take a look at ourselves because we're not perfect. And it's not saying take all the blame. It's like, no, it's saying there's things within self we can work on. And this person definitely has things within themselves that they can work on, but all we can focus on is our own self. And I feel like there's things we're not seeing about ourselves. Maybe we need to do that. Do you think we need to do that? Maybe. Let's see. Spirit, let's close out this message for pile 2. What are they not seeing? What are they not seeing here? I feel like it's an outward energy towards this person that you're focused on, which doesn't allow there to be a look at self. So I don't know if you're attached to this person, if you're like, I don't know, really hanging on to their every word, their movements, like really looking at it, but it's like, no, there's a need to look at self. Okay, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, so the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse means what? I'm not in an energy here that's self-sufficient, confident, grounded, feeling fully secure in the 3D with myself. There's a need to be like this before you can be available. And I feel like this is why your person is unavailable. They're not making themselves available in the 3D. The Lady of the Flowers, it says. And a big fat rose here. Let's see. What else does pile 2 need to know about their own energy here when it comes to this connection? A 4 of Cups. Yeah, looking at what I don't have. Feeling rejected, feeling left out in the cold. That was revealed by this 5 Pentacles. So this is lack. This isn't being grateful for what is. Falling in love with the present moment. That there is no rejection. Okay? We're looking at what is not happening. They're not committing, or they're rejecting me. They're not. And it's like, yeah, but what's in front of you? What is here? Okay? Yeah, the Empress in the reverse, you guys. Can't even make this stuff up, okay? So we have the Emperor and the Empress, both in reverse, both in shadow, exactly like I started this thing. And we have the King and Queen of Swords, both in the upright, because your understanding that you're holding is like it's true. Meanwhile, there's an untruth here that we're needing to see and understand about ourselves first, about our shadow, about, who knows, our fears, and whatever it is that we say and do needs to be examined within ourselves. This needs to be transformed. It needs to be released and integrated or whatever on your end, because your person has the exact same issues you're having here. 2 big shadows, okay? And so since you're the one here, you're holding up this beautiful mirror to your person. And this mirror will allow this person to tap into their own emotions here. And so Spirit is talking about for you, unconditional love of self. Abundance is all around. There is no lack. There is no rejection. Okay? You might feel this way, and it's not gaslighting you, saying, don't feel rejected, don't feel what you feel, but examine those thoughts, because those thoughts of whatever you tell yourself are untrue. You're running like it's true, like they really rejected me, they really did this, they really did that. It's like, no, those are beliefs, they are not true, you're not rejected, there is no rejection, there is no lack, there's just abundance, and there's a need to get grounded, fully capable, confident on your own in order to show up fully in love with yourself, so that you can be fully in love and accepting of a person so they could see their own shadow. Because this person's incapable of love right now. They can't see the forest for the trees. Big fat block. Okay, so pile number 2, this is your reading. I love you very much. I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 3, you guys pick the time card, number 41 or the number 5. The energy of time supports our understanding of the relativity of time and our capacity to be present in the moment. So 5s are all about conflict, and they're about change, loss, rebuild. Okay, 5s are also about adventure, innovation, freedom, challenge, risk. Okay, so, and change. Let's take a look. What I asked Spirit was for pile 3 specifically, at this time, who is currently thinking of pile number 3, and why are they thinking of pile number 3? So let's take a look at what pulls through here. Okay, and then we have some tarot, which we can dive into to answer some of your questions. So let's see, it says, be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. Number 45. Or the number 9. So we have some Virgo Cancer energy and some Taurus and Sagittarius pulling through. Okay, and then we have Porcupine. Okay. Some more ancestor energies pulling through here. I was getting a lot of that for pile number 2. Maybe we could have some defensive energy here. Okay, Avenger. Light attributes: desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. The shadow attribute: resorting to violence in the name of a cause. This could be someone who wants to right a wrong here. Maybe they've done something here to hurt you. Let's see. Mutual aid. 20 and 2. It says volunteering, association, helping out, support, assistance, community. Type 2, the helper emotional center between giving and receiving. Root chakra. And we have the man. 8, which is Leo and Aquarius. It says character, consultant, partner, lover, male, husband, companion. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. The authentic self. And we have pride, 47 and 2. High self-esteem, megalomania, arrogance, bragging, overconfident, superiority feeling. Type 2, the helper emotional center between giving and receiving. More root chakra stuff. Okay, interesting. And then we have paranoia, 60 and 6. Capricorn and Gemini. It says suspicion of conspiracy, mistrust, fear, trouble, psychosis, and persecution, delirium. Type 6, the loyalist thinking center between mistrust and trust. Gold, which is the higher self or the highest potential self. We have the bear, earth energy. Bear is very protective. Grounded here. Getting emperor energy from the bear. And then we have the oyster. So we have some water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Okay, and then we have the king. Wow, lots of masculine energy. We got the man, the bear, although the bear could be feminine in some decks, but I'm not getting mother bear. I'm getting an emperor energy, and we got the king. Okay, oops. Let's dive into this energy, shall we? With the tarot. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Who is thinking of pile 3 at this time, and why? Why do they have pile 3 on their mind? What are they thinking exactly of pile 3? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Spirit, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. I'd like to thank your spirit team, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, and of course your higher self for this act of divination. Thank you so much, Spirit. I'm so blessed to do your reading today, pile number 3. Who is thinking of pile 3 and why? We have the Magician, Virgo, Gemini, says the gray one. And we have the High Priestess, Pisces energy. Wow, the Magician and the High Priestess. Interesting. And it says, who is thinking of pile number 3 and why? We have Strength, Leo, all major arcana so far. Why is the Magician here? And we have the Ace of Cups. It is in reverse. Look at this Ace of Cups. Isn't that interesting? It says the super blood moon eclipse. Wowzers. Okay, why is this High Priestess here? For pile number 3, why is the High Priestess here? We have the 8 of Swords in the reverse, clarified by the King. No, sorry, the Knight of Pentacles. And finally, why is Strength here? So Leo, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini. Why is the Strength card here? 7 of Cups in the reverse. Okay. And we have the 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck and the King of Wands under that, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right, let me sit here with this energy and tap into who this person is that's thinking of you and why they're thinking of you. I'm going to get my drink before I read this. Okay. Time. Okay, pile number 3. This one's a simple message here coming through from your person or the person who's thinking of you. I feel it's a divine masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a male gender. It's a masculine energy that I'm tapped into here. We're all masculine and feminine energies, okay, but predominantly this one's masculine. There's an understanding that this person has. I'm not getting a lot of who, but you'll know who based on this, because I feel there's a history here of this person that they feel, they could be projecting for sure, but they feel they haven't been showing up for you. I don't feel this person has been very supportive of you based on what they're saying here. So I don't know, maybe they dropped the ball. Maybe they couldn't do something for you. Okay, like whatever they were supposed to do for you, stand true in something or stand in something, they didn't do. And so it could be somebody who you feel didn't choose you or wasn't able to step forward, or there was something here that they're saying and they might have acted in a certain way that didn't allow you in, because there does seem to be a defensiveness here. It's like I was defensive, I was fearful or mistrusting, I was under some understanding here that didn't allow me to be the person or the man or the whatever, take the role that could be proactive, the protector or the doer in some way of whatever was supposed to be accomplished here. Because there does seem to be this, well, this pride here is definitely, pride isn't a good thing, okay? Because pride is good, no, pride is egoic, and it makes us do certain things that are based on understandings that we might have. And so this person could have acted in certain ways, maybe out of pride, but there seems to be a new pride here. And this pride is they want you to, I don't know, like see this person as someone maybe who could be capable, you know? It's like, I want to be that for you. And I want you to see me in this way. And I do feel like there's a shadow aspect of this person that was holding them sort of back. And I do feel like in order for there to be success, there has to be a working together. And that this person is saying that they weren't able to do, because I feel like this person wasn't making an effort, or at least they weren't prioritizing or being able to sort of confidently sort of stand firm and commit in some way here. Because I do feel this person, again, like either lacked the confidence, and it's like, again, like when I'm saying pride, because it could go either way, you know? When I lack confidence, it's like I just won't do the thing because I just believe that I'll be seen as someone who's incapable, or well, I lack the confidence too, and so I don't do, you know? And so it's like in the opposite of the shadow, but it's like I want to be seen in a certain way by you. I want to be celebrated in a certain way by you. I want to be the person here for you. There seems to be somebody who wants to walk into that role, and they could have been sleeping on you, it really seems like. So I don't know, did they go away for some time? Were they just quiet? Were they just still? Did they not do something? Like it feels like a very long period of time, you know, where they were in winter period, maybe hibernating from the truth or taking any action, contemplating, reviewing, and now they're saying there's a truth that must be experienced and seen and done by me in this connection, and I must manifest this thing. And I wasn't, because maybe there was a lack, again, of self-confidence or self-love, or an inability for me to just show up here in the full form that I was supposed to. And so it resulted in me being shut out or defensive or guarded. And so I know that there is something deeper. There's an intuitive knowing about who this person is, okay, like a higher potential version of them that they're tapped into, that they know. And they also know that there's something that needs to be sort of manifested here, but the only way for it to be manifested is in way of a doing of it, or at least acting upon it. Because again, we're not doers, but it's like I must act upon truth. I must take action in the 3D to create. So this person is saying, I want to do something. I don't know what they want to do. They want to say, they want to do, they want to enact, they want to be of service. They want to manifest a truth that they weren't able to in the past because of a belief And this person is going super slow here, but I do feel like there's been a lot of shedding of old beliefs, a lot of untruths, and a lot of things here that might have been getting in this person's way. It does feel very egoic, but I feel like it's fear of failure. This is also fear of how they'd appear. This is also a lack of confidence, and so they might have been building up their courage, their strength, because I do feel like this person wanted the strength, the power to be able to run some sort of truth, you know. And in the past, they might have hid from that. They might have been cowardly. They might have been just sleeping on this connection. And so things could have been very confusing. You might have thought that this person was like incapable of choosing this connection, or just very vague, or very much, and maybe even not clear, or not very pointed here, or like maybe this person even kept you in some sort of fantasy world where it's like in the 5D or in the ethers you exist, but in the 3D there is no manifestation. And this person's saying, I want to manifest in the 3D a reality here of something that I know that's deeper and true, because I've broken free from some sort of limiting understanding I might have had that was egoically driven about myself or my own confidence, in order for me to stand firm and show up and not let the fear get in the way, or the mistrust. Because I feel like the mistrust was mistrust of themselves, saying and doing the wrong thing or failing. It's like, I want to do right by you. I want to fill a role. So I think this person still feels a little bit like an ego. Okay, not necessarily that they have bad intention, but the ego here is a version of me that I think I have to be, that has been running the show, and it's been slowing things down. It's been getting in the way. It's been defensive. It's been guarded. It's been slow. And it's like when that version sort of falls away, then it's like I'm creating this now other version of some me that needs to be, you know, in order to support you, or to show up for you, or to help in building something, whatever the build is. So yeah, I feel it's a slow move. I feel like this person is learning through an experience with you. I feel like there's a past version of this person that is falling away, and it's the version of them that didn't trust themselves to be truthful, open, honest, engaged, supportive, pointed, involved, committed, direct, whatever this person was supposed to sort of do. And so I think this person really wants to be there for you. I think this person is talking about feeling your energy of someone who has been very supportive and by this person's side while they were resolving or dealing with something of the past. I feel like the past is, again, the shoe had to drop. The beliefs of whatever it was that was in the past of me lacking had to be seen through. And maybe the idea or the story about what success would mean and look like for me before I can move or do or say anything was getting in the way. And so I didn't do or say anything, because this is how I was sort of built, you know, because there does seem, like I said, when I laid the cards out, some sort of ancestral thing that maybe this person is working through, or it could be through the family lineage. I developed a lack of self-confidence or belief, or some sort of image of who I have to be in relationship, or what role I would have to play. And that led me to feel helpless or hopeless, or just a lack of confidence or a self-love enough for me to go after it. So now there's this story of, I want to be there. I want to support you. I want to go after it. I want to have the courage to do this, because I know that there's a deeper truth that I haven't been acting upon, and it's been getting in the way. So I feel for this group, I want to wrap up this reading and then see, like, what then should pile 3 know about this? Like, is this person going to do or say anything here? It feels like they're gearing up for this thing, because what they're saying is whatever they have been doing has been not enough, and it's been maybe disappointing to you, or at least it hasn't been just. They're saying it hasn't been just what I haven't done, and I want to hold the other side of this thing. What does this person want to do? Like, what is the message here then for pile number 3? The 5 of Pentacles. So that is the lack belief, where we're out in the cold, where we don't have. So this person could have certainly believed in lack. I don't have, I can't be, I won't be able to do in the 3D. I'm without. Okay, 10 Pentacles. So this person could have definitely even lacked, maybe like this could mean I don't have the job, or I don't have the house, I don't have the car, I don't have the position in the 3D to support a family or a practical stability or build a future that you want. And so as long as I believe that I lack, that I don't have the thing in the practical world, then I don't do it. And so I just sort of stall out. Yeah, I feel there's this driver of not having what they thought that they needed. It's like, I want to be the man. I want to provide. I want to be the doer. I want to build this thing. Because I do feel this person wants to build something with you, but it's like in order to build, they feel they need something that they didn't have. So they lack the confidence to step forward to even engage with you. 7 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, lack the confidence to even step forward, you know? It's like I have a belief that if I were to step forward, go after you or claim you, I'd have to be a certain way. And I just sort of feel defeated here. The Empress, beautiful. So they see you as a beautiful Empress, which means you have it all. What could I possibly give to you that you don't have? And the Tower, beautiful. Yeah, the Bruja, that's special in this card, and then the Queen of Wands. So we saw the King of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Wands. This person wants to match your energy for sure, but we're going to read this Bruja. I think it's like a High Priestess. I don't know, Brusha, and the 8 of Cups in the reverse. Okay, let me just get this one first, and then we'll channel what your message is here. I think it's at the end of the cards, or sorry, of the major arcana. There she is. Okay, the Brusha. The Brusha urges daring surrender and authenticity, guiding you through change and self-improvement with divine insight to benefit from her wisdom. Let go of unnecessary patterns, embrace magic, and consider new divination practices or seek help from others. Wow, be supportive. Okay. In a reading, the Brusha brings a message of daring surrender. She asks you to shed your ego. Yes, very strong ego here. Strip down to your soul and dare to be authentic in seeking change. She is a diviner, and an advocate for the seeker in times of unassured footing. When you feel the ground falling from beneath you, seek her out, and she will hold your hand through the path of thorns. She holds the map and torch while offering help to those willing to help themselves. She holds the card Temperance in her hand, reminding you that self-improvement, empowerment, and reflection take time. Oh my goodness. To receive, you must be willing to sacrifice. Oh my goodness. Yes, the Brusha harnesses the energy of divination tool and taps into the realms of unseen to bring forth divine guidance. Yes, you are the seeker, are ready to begin learning the practice of divination. Though she is mostly associated with cartomancy, the Brusha is no stranger to divination through tea leaves, shells, bones, scrying, augury, runes, and many other forms that may be your calling. Okay, so is there more here we need to know? Narrative. The Brusha is a witch, mystic, and walker of the world. She calls out to the realms behind the veil. As above, so below. Oh my goodness, you guys, so synchronistic. Within and without. She's in tune with the wild and the unpredictable rhythms of Earth Mother and the sacred realm of spirit. She can bend the elements to her will and persuade the ancestors, which we were totally tapped into here, for assistance in times of struggle. She whispers her magical secrets to the trees and listens to the soft voices of flowering waters. Flowering, oh my goodness, Linda, I can't read. Flowing waters. The raven and dragonfly are her friends, and she dances with the flames of the cauldron fire. Spirit flows through every fiber of her mind, body, and spirit. Her flesh of the earth, her bones of sacred stone. Her space holds gifts from the earth, representing each element on her table. Rock crystals affect the room, change her tools with her energies. The flames of the candles like the way of self-empowerment, while sage smokes from the bowl smudge throughout the room. With the help of feathers she has collected on her walks, offering cleansing and protection for all who enter. The water behind her is of the natural waterfalls that grace her native lands and her peaceful presence. Herbs of all kinds and uses are interwoven along her shelves between voluminous tomes of occult wisdom. The Brusha invites you to let her guide you in exploring the answers within your unconscious mind. Okay, lots there. So let me tap into this because there's lots of downloads I was getting as I was reading that whole thing as to what this is saying here. Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Okay. Pentacles, Eight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, beautiful people. Your person here sees you as absolutely amazing, like all-encompassing, okay? And I'm not just blowing smoke, as you guys know. I'm reading this exactly as it is. This Empress, she lacks nothing. There's nothing she needs. She's complete. She's whole. She's everything. Your person sees you as completely abundant. Abundant to them, abundant in your own world. You could definitely be someone who is very psychic here, okay? They see someone very spiritual, very in tune with the ethers, but also very practical in the 3D. But also there's this fire about you. They see you as someone who's very attractive, fiery, passionate, maybe very business savvy, very successful, very accomplished, very independent. This is the whole package. This is very intimidating. Your person is really intimidated by you or has been. Okay, they could be very intimidated by your gifts. This is very guided. This connection has been very, very guided. This person who I'm channeling here, who's thinking of you, hasn't seen themselves at your level. This could have been someone who was really lacking in self-confidence of themselves. Regardless, maybe before you came into the picture, maybe they had one understanding of who they were, but your presence has mirrored to them a lack of self-confidence and belief in themselves. In order for them to step up, there's some version of them that they feel they have to be and do. And I feel like what they've done is maybe not been that version and stalled out, because what they are saying is, I want to be that version. I want to support you. I want to support that version of you that I see here. But it's like, if you have everything, what can I do? What good can I be of for you? I want to build with you, but I have to come to the table with something. And if I don't have the something, then what do I offer you? I feel like this person was trapped there for some time, emotionally, sort of in that energy of not being able to see the truth and seeing sort of that version of them that wasn't going to be able to do whatever they thought you needed. And so they were emotionally unhappy there, spinning their wheels, locked out, experiencing that for who knows how long. I feel like for some time. And now it's like this energy of saying, I don't want to be emotionally shut out. I don't want to be without. I want to be able to build with you. I see you as everything here. And in order to do this, I'd have to prove myself in some way. And I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So I have to deconstruct what I'm not. And so I feel like what's falling away is a misconception of who this person is, or what they'd have to be or do or say, or what they'd have to have in order to win you over, or in order to manifest something with you. This person wants to be your other half here, you know, and they might feel like you already know everything here in some way. That's like, I don't know what I could offer. I don't know how I would be able to support you. And I don't know what I'd have to show you or be or do in order to make it real in the 3D for you. But that is what I want. I want to be supportive. I want to do this thing. Now, whether they're capable of this or not, I don't know, you know? It feels to me like if they feel they can't, then they probably won't be able to. If they feel they lack, then they most likely will be lacking. If they can work through it, which I feel is what they're deconstructing, working through a belief that they can be whomever through confidence, through experience, and through an inner sort of guiding system here that allows them to see the truth. The truth is that this person is capable of being whatever they need to be here, and that they don't have to have a version of them that's perfect, or a version of them that's in their mind about what they'd have to be in order to then engage in some way or build in the 3D. So I feel like this person has been reserved and withheld, you know? That's what it feels like to me. And it's like, I have a lot of love here for you. they're saying. I feel there's deep, deep love, but love within itself just could sit there. We have to do something. We have to show, and it's like, be of service. Yes, we can love with our emotions and our feels, but when we don't sort of manifest in the 3D from that loving place, it just sits there. And I feel like that's what's happened. It's like, I've loved you from afar. I've loved you from this position. It's taken time. I was waiting for something here, or I was in an energy that wasn't allowing me to do something because I felt the lack. And here you are, fully abundant, fully set up. Some of you guys might already have like your whole world figured out here, according to them. Maybe you have a full family situation or a setup here, or like you're well-to-do, or I don't know, you're well-positioned in your career, or like you've already sort of lived your life in some way. It seems very well-rounded, and it's like, what to step forward? What would I have to offer you? What would I have to do? What would I have to say? How would I win you over? How would I be seen as someone here that you value, or like that you would say, I'm your person, or, I want to be that. And right now, this person felt like they couldn't, or it was like they couldn't sustain it. It's like, I couldn't sustain being the man, or being the one, or being your mirror, being your equal. I couldn't sustain it. I'd fall flat, or I'd fail, or I'd do something here to ruin it. And my pride wouldn't let me do that, because my pride said, if I'm going to fail, if I'm going to flip-flop, if I can't be consistent, if I can't hold that vibration and that energy, then I failed you, and I don't want to fail you. I want to support you. I want to be consistent. I want to show you. That's what this person is saying. Okay. Pile number 3. I don't know if I said the signs here, but I will quickly. So we have Taurus, Libra, and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, some Virgo, Gemini, Pisces, Leo, I think I already said. Yeah. So this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I love you guys very much, and I will see you guys at the next one. All right. Bye-bye.